Mom told me our anniversary trip was off due to money issues, and I believed her. A week later, I discovered a Facebook album of the whole family in Paris, all 87 photos. I stayed silent. Then she texted asking for help. I discovered that my whole family had flown off to Paris without me because a Facebook album popped up on my feed. No call, no text, not even a half-hearted, wish you were here postcard. Just 87 pictures of my mom Linda, my sisters Megan and Tessa, their husbands, their kids, and even my Aunt Jo, who I honestly didn't think owned a passport, but somehow dug one up for this adventure. All of them grinning in front of the Eiffel Tower like they were posing for some glossy brochure, advertising the happiest family on earth, while I was sitting alone in my apartment tearing into leftover pizza and still believing the lie my mom told me 3 weeks earlier. Let me back up a bit. 3 weeks before that album wrecked my entire view of my family, Mom called me while I was at my desk halfway through debugging code that already had me fantasizing about pitching my laptop straight through the window. "Honey, I've got bad news," she said. My stomach dropped. "What's wrong?" "The anniversary trip. We have to cancel it." My parents' 40th wedding anniversary, a trip we'd planned for months. A week in Vermont, a cabin by the lake, the whole family together. I'd put in for time off. Bought new hiking boots. Even practiced making s'mores without scorching the marshmallow because Mom is strangely intense about marshmallow texture. Cancel? Why? Budget issues. She sighed in this defeated, authentic-sounding way that made me feel guilty for even questioning it. "Your dad's truck needs a new transmission. $1,500. We just can't manage both." "Mom, I can help. Let me cover part of it." "No, sweetheart, you've done plenty. You just got that promotion. Hang on to your money. We'll do something small, maybe a nice dinner." "Are you sure?" "Positive. Family is together wherever we are, right?" "Right. I love you. You're such a good son." I hung up feeling lousy, like offering to help was bragging about being financially stable or something. So I canceled my time off request, returned the hiking boots, settled back into my routine, and didn't think twice about it until I opened Facebook 3 weeks later. I wasn't looking for anything, just scrolling on autopilot during lunch, sandwich in one hand, phone in the other, brain basically idle. Then I saw it. Megan had posted an album titled Paris Family Trip 2024. 87 photos. I froze with my sandwich halfway to my mouth, staring at my phone like it had admitted to a felony. Photo 1. Everyone at the airport with matching luggage and matching enthusiasm. Photo 2. On the plane, Mom holding a glass of champagne with a caption that read "Cheers to 40 years." Photo 3. A cafe scene where they each held croissants like extras in some romantic comedy. Photos 4 all the way to 87. Eiffel Tower, Louvre, Notre Dame, river cruise, fancy meals, hotel rooms with panoramic views, all of them smiling, all of them together, except me. I scrolled through every single image. Not one included me. Not one mentioned me. Not even a comment like "wish my brother were here." Just absolute silence, like I'd been erased. My brain scrambled to make sense of nonsense. Maybe these were old photos? No. Tessa's kid wore a shirt that literally said Paris 2024. Maybe they were photoshopped? No. There was a TikTok clip of everyone laughing in real time. Maybe I'd missed myself in the background. I checked each face again. Nope. Just them. I set my sandwich down, appetite gone. My phone buzzed. A text from my coworker Dana. "You good? You've been staring at your phone for 10 minutes. I looked up, realizing I'd been sitting in the break room long enough for people to worry. "Yeah, fine. Just family stuff." "Everything okay?" "Define okay," I muttered. She raised her eyebrows, but dropped it. Dana's thoughtful like that. I went back to my desk and tried to work, but every time I blinked, those pictures burned through my mind. My mom in Paris, champagne in hand, celebrating 40 years of marriage on the trip she'd told me was canceled because of money. Apparently the money situation was fantastic. Fantastic enough to whisk 8 people away for a week. Just not fantastic enough to include me. I opened my messages and reread the conversation with Mom. "Budget issues. We just can't swing both right now." I stared until the words didn't even look like English. Then I did something I'm not proud of. I checked my bank account and scrolled through last month's transactions. $200 to Mom for groceries. $300 to Megan for an urgent car repair. $150 to Tessa for her kids' school supplies. $650 I'd given them while they were apparently saving up for Paris. I shut my laptop, told my boss I felt sick, and headed home. I sat on my couch staring into space until my cat Milo hopped up beside me and fixed me with those judgmental feline eyes that seem to know when you're falling apart. They went to Paris, I told him. He blinked slowly, which in cat speak means either I get it or please feed me. It's impossible to tell. My phone buzzed again. This time it was Megan. OMG, Paris was amazing. You would have loved it. We missed you. We missed you. I reread it 3 times. Not sorry you couldn't come. Not wish we could have brought you. Just we missed you. Like I'd opted out. Like I'd politely declined the invitation that never existed. I typed out several replies. You lied to me. Too harsh. Why wasn't I invited? Too pathetic. Budget issues, huh? Accurate but petty. Mom said the trip was canceled, too explanatory, and deleted each one. I didn't respond at all. Instead, I did what any totally stable adult would do. I went through the entire album again like I was assembling evidence for a courtroom. Photo 12. Mom and Dad kissing in front of the Eiffel Tower at sunset with the caption 40 years and still in love. Photo 34. Megan and Tessa clinking champagne glasses with sisters before misters. Best trip ever. Photo 56. All the grandkids devouring gelato with making memories with the cousins. Photo 73. Everyone at a fancy restaurant with multiple wine bottles on the table and a caption about celebrating family. I zoomed in and counted 7 bottles. In Paris, that's easily a $400 dinner, minimum. But sure, budget issues. Another buzz, Tessa this time. Just got back from the most incredible trip. Paris is magical. You have to go someday. You have to go someday. As if I wasn't supposed to go this exact day, with them. I still didn't respond. Milo nudged my hand, demanding pets. I stroked his fur. What am I supposed to do? I asked him. He purred, which wasn't helpful. I could call Mom, demand answers, ask why they didn't invite me, why she lied, why everyone lied. But to what end? She'd come up with something. Some reason meant to soften the edges. Oh, honey, we didn't want to burden you. You've been so busy with work. I kept hearing her voice in my head saying things like we know you hate long flights or it was a last-minute idea. All those excuses she'd toss out so smoothly that I'd eventually end up apologizing for being upset, because that was our pattern. I'd point out something that cut deep, she'd twist it just enough to make it sound reasonable, and somehow I'd walk away feeling guilty for even bringing it up. But this time I let the truth sink in and sat with the full weight of it. They planned a whole trip, saved their money, booked flights, packed bags, flew to Paris, spent a week together, posted 87 photos, and never told me. Not because they forgot or miscommunicated, but because they simply didn't want me there. And that was the part that really tore into me. Not the exclusion itself, but the deliberate nature of it. I opened my laptop and searched flights from my city to Paris. $1,500 round trip, totally within reach, especially since I'd just handed them $650 in so-called emergencies that apparently translated into baguettes and Louvre tickets. My phone buzzed with a new message from the family group chat I had muted ages ago because it was mostly Megan's kids doing ordinary kid things. And when I unmuted it and scrolled back through 3 weeks of messages, I saw nonstop planning and excitement, packing lists, outfit coordination for photos, restaurant reservations, my dad cracking jokes about berets, and not a single suggestion that maybe they should loop me in. Just pure enthusiasm followed by those 87 pictures. At the bottom was a fresh message from an hour earlier. Megan saying she already missed Paris and it was the best family trip ever. Then Tessa chiming in that they should do it every year, and my mom adding how blessed she felt to have this family. Asterisk all asterisk of them. Words that clearly didn't include me. I shut the chat, laid my phone face down, and sat there while Milo curled up on my lap purring like he was the only creature on earth who consistently showed up for me, even if he also enjoyed knocking random objects off counters for sport. That night, I didn't sleep. I just lay there staring at the ceiling replaying every conversation from the past month. Every time I'd asked about the anniversary trip, every moment she told me it was canceled, every instance I believed her, and the stupidity stung the most. How could I have missed it? How could I not see it coming? But the truth was they were good at this, polished even. Like maybe this wasn't the first time something like this happened, and I just never noticed how many gatherings had been quietly canceled for me alone. When my alarm hit 6, I dragged myself up, showered, went to work, and stumbled through the day. Jenny saw me and said I looked terrible. I told her I hadn't slept, She asked if it was still family stuff, and I said yeah, not ready to talk, and she just nodded and handed me coffee with an extra espresso shot, because she understood the universal law that when everything feels awful, caffeine keeps you moving. I got through that day, then the next, then another, ignoring messages, not responding to anything, not reacting to the Paris album, not calling my mom, just floating in this strange numb space where I knew something awful but had no idea how to respond. A week passed, and the album collected more likes and comments, more jealous remarks from distant relatives who didn't even know I existed, let alone that I'd been left out. And I watched it all like some researcher studying a foreign tribe, the tribe of my own family, where I was apparently optional. And then, exactly 1 week after I'd first seen the album, my phone rang. It was my mom. I watched it buzz, ring, 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 until it went to voicemail. She called again an hour later. Then again that night. On the fourth call, I finally picked up. Hi, Mom. Oh, thank God. I've been trying to reach you all day. I've been busy. Well, I need to talk to you about something important. Here it comes, I thought. The apology, the explanation, the big let me explain Paris moment. Okay, I need your help. Not an apology. With what? We're in a bit of a financial bind. Your father's truck is acting up again. The truck, the supposed $1,500 transmission crisis that canceled our Vermont trip, the trip that never existed. And we need about $5,000 to cover it, plus some other bills that built up. $5,000. After Paris. After the lie. After the exclusion. After 87 photos of a trip I wasn't invited to. $5,000. Can you help us out? I know it's a lot, but you're doing so well, and we're struggling. I sat there saying nothing, letting it all process. She wanted money, right now, 1 week after champagne toasts and hotel views and matching luggage. She wanted my money. Hello? Are you there? I'm here. So can you help? I opened my laptop, pulled up Photoshop, and started crafting something. Let me see what I can do, I said. I'll get back to you. Thank you, sweetheart. You're such a good son. I hung up. Milo hopped onto my desk like he wanted front row seats. Watch this, I told him. We're about to do something. He meowed, which I decided to interpret as enthusiastic approval. I finished creating a fake screenshot from a banking app showing a failed transfer. Insufficient funds, clean and believable. I saved it, stared at it, then opened the family group chat I'd been silently observing for a week and began typing. This was going to feel good. I attached the screenshot and hovered over send, a sliver of guilt creeping in. The part of me conditioned for 29 years to prioritize their needs. But then I remembered those 87 photos and pressed send. Sorry, Mom. My account shows insufficient funds. Attached screenshot. Looks like I've been spending more than I realized. 3 dots popped up instantly. Mom, oh no. Can you check with your bank? Maybe it's a mistake? Me. I'll look into it. Might take a few days. Mom, we really need this soon. The truck situation is urgent. Urgent. Everything was urgent when they needed something. Me. I understand. Let me see what I can figure out. I set my phone aside, reopened my laptop, and started doing the math. 8 people went to Paris. Flights, 12,000 total. Hotel, maybe 3,000. Food and outings, around 4,000. Roughly 19 grand on a trip they'd claimed they couldn't afford. I opened the album again and counted carefully. My mom, my dad, Megan, Tessa, both their husbands, Aunt Jo, and Uncle Brent. 8 people, all apparently able to afford a European vacation. And Mom wanted 5,000 from me. 5,000 divided among 8 people, $625 each. I opened my notes app. I started typing, knowing it had to land just right. Not angry, not emotional, just clean numbers and simple logic. And after about 20 minutes, I finally had it. Hi, everyone. Mom reached out about needing $5,000 for an emergency. Unfortunately, I can't help right now. Screenshot attached. However, I did some math. I noticed 8 people just returned from Paris. Beautiful photos, by the way. Mom needs $5,000. $5,000 divided by 8 people who went to Paris equals $625 each. Or we could split it by couples. $5,000 divided by 4 couples equals $1,250 per couple. Seems fair, right? Everyone who could afford the Paris anniversary trip should have no problem splitting this emergency. Let me know how you'd like to handle Venmo. I'll forward Mom's request below. Hope this helps. I read it a few times. Polite, straightforward, impossibly calm. and sharp enough to slice through bone without raising its voice. I copied Mom's original message beneath it, attached the fake screenshot, hovered over send for a moment that felt like a lifetime, and then tapped the button. It was done, and before anyone could fire off a reply, I added one last line. I'm going to step back from the family chat for a while. Everyone has the math. And then I left the group entirely. The chat vanished. For about 45 seconds, nothing happened. Then everything happened at once. Rachel texted first, "What the hell?" Then Tessa, "Are you serious right now?" Then Mom, "Please call me right now." Then Rachel again, "You just humiliated the entire family." Then my dad, "Your mother is crying." The messages stacked up one after another, like watching dominoes fall in slow motion. Calls came in. Mom, declined. Rachel, declined. Tessa, declined. I switched on Do Not Disturb, made myself a sandwich, grabbed Netflix, and let my phone light up like a slot machine hitting jackpot. After about an hour of this chaos, the notifications finally died down. 53 unread texts. 7 missed calls. I didn't open a single one. Then a different notification popped up, Venmo. From Tessa. She'd sent me $5. Memo, budget issues? I stared at it. She thought she was being clever. Then another, Tom, Rachel's husband. $5. Memo, for the Paris Fund LOL. Then another, Aunt Joe. $5. Memo, family helps family 3 people. $15. Mocking me. Mocking the entire situation. I took screenshots of each one, saved them, accepted all 3 payments, and immediately sent back real requests. To Tessa, $625. Memo, your share of Mom's $5,000 emergency, per math in previous message. Thanks. To Tom, $625. Same memo. To Aunt Joe, $625. Same memo. Then I sent requests to everyone else who went to Paris. Megan, her husband, Uncle Brent, Mom, Dad, $625 each. 8 requests total. $5,000 exactly. My phone blew up instantly. Tessa, are you insane? Tom, this is harassment. Rachel, I'm blocking you. Mom, please stop. You're hurting everyone. I muted the entire thing. Made another sandwich. After 29 years of being the dependable one, the helper, the emergency wallet, I finally stopped playing my assigned role. Now I was just a guy with a calculator, a fake banking screenshot, and absolutely no patience left for people who excluded me from Paris but still expected me to fund their problems. And honestly, it felt incredible. The next morning I woke up to 127 notifications, calls, texts, voicemails, even an email from Mom titled "Please read," which I immediately deleted. I made coffee while my phone buzzed angrily on the counter. Around noon my doorbell rang. I checked the peephole. Megan, standing there in expensive athleisure, clutching her phone like she planned to use it as a weapon. I didn't open the door. She knocked again. "I know you're home. Your car is right there." I said nothing. "Open the door." Silence. "Fine," she said. "I'll just say it through the door. You embarrassed the entire family. Mom is devastated. And those Venmo requests? You actually think we're going to pay you?" I walked into my bedroom, put on headphones, and let her knock and rant for another 5 minutes before she finally gave up. A moment later, a text came from an unknown number. "It's Tessa. Had to text from a friend's phone. What you did was cruel." I typed back. "What's cruel is lying about a canceled trip. What I did was math." She typed for a long time. "We didn't lie. We just didn't tell you." That is literally lying. "It was Mom's decision," she finally wrote. "She didn't think you'd want to come. She didn't ask. Because you're always busy with work. I requested time off for Vermont, the trip you canceled." Long pause. "Then, that was different." "How?" "Paris was expensive. We didn't want you to feel obligated." I stared at that message, amazed at how they had somehow convinced themselves that excluding me was a kindness. "Don't contact me again," I wrote. Then I blocked her. Over the next few days they tried everything. Aunt Joe dropped by with cookies, ignored. Uncle Brent emailed about family unity, deleted. Mom left voicemails that shifted from soft apologies to sharp anger to emotional pleas. "You're tearing this family apart." I saved them all. On day 5, something I didn't expect happened. A Venmo notification. Not a request, a payment. Uncle Brent had sent $625. Memo, for the truck. You were right. I stared at it. Another payment came through. Aunt Joe, $625. Memo, I'm sorry about Paris. Then my phone rang from an unfamiliar number. It was Uncle Brent. Don't hang up, he said. I didn't. I paid my share. Joe paid hers. He sighed. I didn't know you weren't invited until I saw your message. Your mom said you were too busy with work. She lied. Yeah, he said quietly. I'm starting to realize that now. He paused. What they did was wrong. I wanted you to know some of us get it. Thanks, I said. Take care of yourself, kid. When he hung up, I stared at the payments. $1,250 from the only two people I barely knew. Jenny took me out for lunch that day. So Uncle Brent and Aunt Joe actually paid? Yep. What about your mom? The one who needs the money? 17 voicemails. No payment. Jenny laughed. The math ruins her whole story. Exactly. What do you actually want out of all this? She asked. What's the end goal? I thought about it. I just want them to leave me alone. Families like yours don't let go easily. Then I'll just keep blocking numbers. She nodded. Just don't let them live rent-free in your head. They've been there rent-free for 29 years, I said. I'm finally evicting them. On day 9, Mom made a brand new Facebook account just to message me. I can't believe you're doing this. Eat better. Travel somewhere this year. Somewhere I actually want to go. Nothing dramatic. Just small things that felt like choosing myself on purpose. And then one night, right after New Year's, a message came in on Facebook Messenger from an account I didn't recognize. No profile picture, generic name. But the first line told me exactly who it was. After everything I've done for you, I'm your mother. Your father's truck is broken and it's your fault. I took a screenshot, saved it, and for the first time in my life, instead of shrinking or apologizing, I felt something like clarity. Then I did something impulsive, reckless maybe, but honest. I posted the screenshot of her original money request, along with my reply and the math breakdown, straight on my Facebook page. Public. Caption: When your family lies about canceling a trip due to budget issues, goes to Paris without telling you, then asks for $5,000 a week later. The math speaks for itself. I tagged everyone who went to Paris. Within an hour, the post had about 50 likes and a flood of comments. People wrote things like, "This is unbelievable, the audacity, and I'm so sorry this happened." A distant cousin chimed in. "This happened to you too?" They pulled the same thing on my family at Christmas. I froze when I read that. So it wasn't just me. They had a history. Patterns. Rachel found the post next and called from another number. "Take that down right now." "No. You're making us look terrible." I posted facts. "You did that part yourselves. This is defamation." It's a screenshot of Mom's exact message. Plus math. "You're destroying this family." "You already did." "I'm just showing receipts." She hung up. The post started getting shared. Comments poured in, stories from people dealing with similar families, people saying boundaries were healthy, people calling the Paris stunt budget issues at an Olympic level. Then Mom called. "New number. Take down that post right now." "No. You're humiliating me. You humiliated yourself. I'm your mother. I'm your mother. And I'm the son you lied to. The son you excluded. The one you called only when you needed money. You thought I'd be your wallet. And when I wasn't, you got angry. That's not true. Then why lie about canceling the trip?" Silence. "Why didn't you invite me to Paris?" More silence. "Why ask me for $5,000 a week after a $20,000 vacation? How do you know what it cost?" I did the math. "You'd know that if you read my message." She started crying again. "You're being so cruel." "I'm being honest." "Big difference. I don't know who you are anymore." "Good. Because the version you knew was a doormat." "I'm done with that." I hung up. Left the post up. By evening it had over 200 likes, 50 comments, 10 shares. And my family? Silent. Entirely silent. No more calls. No more texts. No more surprise visits. For the first time in 9 days, I slept through the night. 3 months later, everything in my life felt different. Not because I'd reinvented myself, but because of everything that wasn't weighing on me anymore. No constant requests for money. No guilt trips about events I was never actually invited to. No emotional voicemails ping-ponging between rage and tears. Just space. Quiet. Room to breathe. I kept the $1,250 from Uncle Brent and Aunt Joe. Put it in savings. Some part of me wanted to leave it untouched. A reminder that at least 2 people in the family weren't completely gone. Work improved. I got promoted again. Turns out when you're not drained by your own family every week, you have energy for actual success. Jenny took me out for Thai food to celebrate. "You look lighter," she said. "I feel lighter." Any regrets about the Facebook post? It was still up, 243 likes. None. It was the truth. Your mom ever take down those Paris photos? Nope. Still there. All 87 of them. My apartment shifted too. I swapped out the old couch mom gave me for a new one, comfortable, modern mine. Hung real art I picked out. The place finally felt like a home I owned emotionally, not a holding area until the family reeled me back in. Then in late November, I got a message from my cousin Sophie, the same one who had commented under my post. Hey, I'm in town next week. Want to grab coffee? We'd spoken maybe 10 words at reunions growing up. We met at a little cafe. She looked tired in a way that made me think she carried her own family war stories. Thanks for meeting me, she said. I've been meaning to reach out since your post. How's your family situation? Still a mess. I cut mine off 2 years ago. Best move I ever made. Was it hard? Terrifying at first. You grow up believing you need them. Then you realize sometimes family is just people who share DNA and drain you dry. Exactly. Your post really hit home. The math, she said. Just facts. That's what I wish I'd done. Some people said I was being petty. Some people enable abuse and call it loyalty. She sipped her coffee. After I cut them off, I waited for guilt. For regret. It never came. Just relief. That's what I'm feeling too. Good. Means you chose right. We talked for 2 hours about dysfunction, boundaries, the strange guilt that comes when you're the first one to say no. When we left, she hugged me. You're going to be okay, she said. Better than okay. You think so? I know so. Because you picked yourself. Then December rolled in, holiday season, prime time for pressure. One text came through, unknown number. It's Mom. Using a friend's phone. Your father's birthday is next week. Dinner at Megan's. You're invited if you want. No pressure. No pressure, after 3 months of nothing. I stared at the message. Part of me wanted to go. The kid part that remembered birthdays and the version of Mom who used to braid my hair. But that version was gone, replaced by someone who lied about canceled trips and begged for money after tossing me aside. I typed back, thank you for the invitation. I'm not ready yet. Maybe someday. Hope Dad has a good birthday. Polite. Honest. Firm. She didn't reply. I didn't expect her to. Christmas came. I spent it with Jenny's family. They'd invited me weeks in advance. No hidden agenda. Her mom made way too much food. Her dad told awful jokes. Her siblings argued over board games. It was loud and warm and real in all the ways my family gatherings never were. You good? Jenny asked as we washed dishes. Yeah, really good. No regrets? They invited me to Dad's birthday after 3 months of silence. That's not reconciliation. That's obligation. She nodded. You're getting good at this boundary thing. New Year's came. I made resolutions, simple ones. Exercise more. Eat better. Travel somewhere this year. And for the first time in my adult life, I knew whatever came next would be on my terms. I decided my goals would be simple this year. Read more. Maybe travel somewhere I actually wanted to go. Keep moving forward. Nothing about family. Just steady forward motion. In January, Uncle Brent called. Hey kid. How you holding up? Doing all right. You? Can't complain. Heard you got promoted again. Yeah, thanks. Your mom asks about you sometimes. Through Joe, of course. She won't admit she misses you, but she does. I sat with that, not sure how to feel. I don't know what to do with that. You don't have to do anything, he said. Just thought you should know. He paused. If you ever need to talk, I'm here. Thanks. And kid, you did the right thing. Setting boundaries. That took guts. After we hung up, I sat there thinking about it. I hadn't been waiting for anyone's approval, but hearing that from someone inside the family hit different in a good way. February rolled around with my birthday, the first one since everything blew up. No calls, no texts, no cards. I thought it might sting, but it didn't. Jenny threw me a party instead. Small group. Coworkers. Friends. Sophie even drove in from out of town. Not because she had to. Not because DNA dictated it. Just because she cared. This is my family now, I said at one point. The one I chose. She grinned. Damn right. That night after everyone left, I sat on my couch with Milo curled in my lap, the apartment quiet in that warm, lived-in way. I thought about last year, sitting alone eating leftover pizza while my family wandered around Paris taking 87 photos that proved exactly where I stood with them. The lies about budget issues, the fake screenshot I made, the math, the public post, the fallout. And for the first time, I didn't feel hurt. I didn't feel angry. I just felt free. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. It was Megan. I know you probably won't respond, she wrote, but I saw your promotion on LinkedIn. Congratulations. You deserve it. No apology. No mention of Paris. Just a tiny olive branch shoved under a locked door. I didn't reply right away. I let it sit for a minute. Then I typed, "Thank you." That was it. Maybe someday there'd be more conversation. Maybe we'd rebuild something small. Maybe not. And that was okay. Because I'd learned something real and necessary. You don't owe anyone access to your life just because you share DNA. You don't owe forgiveness or explanations or a seat at your table. What you owe yourself is peace. Boundaries. The right to walk away from people who treat you like an ATM. Those Paris photos were still up, every last one of the 87, but I wasn't checking anymore. I wasn't counting. I wasn't caring. They were living whatever truth made sense to them. And I was finally living mine. My truth was this apartment, this couch, this cat, these friends, this job, this life I'd built once I finally stepped away. And it was enough. More than enough. It was everything.